Just imagine this for a second. What if you could retire at 35? No debt, your money growing all by itself, and you wake up every single morning with total, absolute control over your day. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, it's not. This is a real result from a real person who used the exact ideas we're about to break down. So how'd they do it? Let's find out.
Welcome to MindSwitch Books. Today, we're diving into a book with a seriously bold promise. I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. We're going to explore why our best intentions with money usually just don't work. Then we'll figure out how to design your own version of a rich life, and I'll walk you through the exact system to put it all on autopilot. And you'll definitely want to stick around till the end, because we're going to cover the surprisingly simple investing strategy that beats the experts time and time again. Let's get to it.
Okay, so the big idea in this book totally flips the script on traditional money advice. Ramit says to forget budgeting. Why? Because budgets are all about restriction and guilt. They make us track every single penny and feel bad about everything we buy. So instead of playing defense, this book teaches you to go on offense. You build a simple, automatic system that sends your money where it needs to go. And then the rest, that's yours to spend, totally guilt-free. But, before we can build that system, we have to understand why we're so bad at this stuff to begin with. Why is managing money so darn hard? It's not because we're lazy or bad at math. Nope. It's because we are focusing on completely the wrong things. I mean, think about it. What's the last money argument you heard? Was it about whether a $5 coffee is worth it? Or maybe about saving a few cents with a coupon? We get stuck in these tiny emotional debates that go nowhere.
And yet, when was the last time you heard someone passionately debating the best way to automate their investments, or talking about how they called their credit card company and got their interest rate lowered? We argue about the small stuff because it feels like we're doing something, while we completely ignore the big moves that could actually change our lives.
And this slide really nails Ramit's idea of big wins. On one side, you've got all the small stuff we love to waste time on. Lattes, trying to pick the next hot stock. It feels productive, but it's just spinning your wheels. And on the other side, the big wins. Automating your money, negotiating your salary, getting fees waived, and this is a huge one, starting early. Look, getting just one or two of these big wins right will have 1,000 times more impact than a lifetime of skipping coffee.
So why do we get so obsessed with the tiny details? Well, Ramit points out a few psychological traps we all fall into. First, there's just too much information out there. All the blogs and TV experts. It's overwhelming, so we just freeze and do nothing. Second, like we said, arguing about small stuff feels productive. Third, and this is a big one, we adopt a victim culture. It's way easier to complain about the economy than it is to actually do something. And finally, we're just wired to feel guilty about spending money, even on things we love. It's exhausting.
And this brings us to maybe the most powerful mindset shift in the whole book. You are not a passenger in your financial life. You are the pilot. Yeah, external stuff matters, but focusing on what you can't control just keeps you stuck. The second you truly believe that you are in control, everything changes. You stop playing defense and you start playing offense, actively building the life that you want.
Okay, so if budgeting is out and guilt is out, what are we supposed to do instead? This is where we shift from the problem to the solution. And it all starts with having a positive, exciting goal to aim for.
Ramit asks this amazing question. What is your rich life? And this isn't about private jets, unless that's your thing. It's about being brutally honest about what you'd do if money wasn't the #1 roadblock. Maybe it's skiing 40 days a year. Maybe it's taking your parents on an incredible trip. Maybe it's quitting your job to write a book. The point is, it has to be your definition. This is the why that's going to motivate you to get this stuff done.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. The old way, budgeting, is all defense. It's about restriction, guilt, and just saying no all the time. But conscious spending, that's all offense. It's about being intentional, creating joy, and getting to shout yes to the things you actually love.
And here it is, the simple, genius rule that makes it all work. It's not about spending less on everything. It's about choosing what matters to you. Figure out the 2 or 3 things you absolutely love spending money on. Travel, great food, whatever. And give yourself permission to spend big on them. And for everything else, the stuff you don't really care about, cut those costs without a second thought. It turns spending from something that causes anxiety into something that expresses who you are.
So, we've got the mindset, right? We have a crystal clear vision of our rich life. But how do we actually make it happen without needing superhuman willpower? Well, let's look under the hood at the engine that drives this whole thing. And hey, real quick, if this idea of conscious spending instead of budgeting is clicking for you, do me a quick favor and hit that like button.
It really helps me know this is landing with you. All right, let's see how this engine runs.
Okay, this diagram might look simple, but it is the absolute heart of the system. So, step 1, your paycheck hits your checking account. Normal stuff. But then the magic starts. Before you even wake up on payday, an automatic transfer whisks money over to your retirement accounts. You pay your future self first. It's non-negotiable. Then another auto transfer zips money to your savings goals, that down payment, that vacation. Next, the system automatically pays your bills, rent, credit cards, all of it. And here's the best part. Step 5. Whatever is left over, that is your guilt-free spending money. You can spend it on anything you want with zero stress because you know your future is taken care of.
The real beauty here is you do this work once, it takes a few hours to set up, and then it runs on its own, forever. It takes willpower and emotion completely out of the equation. Your financial plan just works in the background, which means you are truly, finally in control. And now we get to the final piece of the puzzle, the most powerful big win of them all. This is what builds real wealth, and it's the one thing that terrifies most people: investing. But you're about to see just how simple it can be.
Let's just tear this myth down right now. The financial industry has spent billions of dollars to make you believe that investing is impossibly complicated, that you need some kind of guru to manage your money. That is a lie. And it's a lie designed to make them rich, not you. The truth is, you don't need to be an expert. In fact, trying to be one usually just makes things worse. This table right here shows the most powerful force in building wealth. And it isn't being a stock market genius, it's time. Look at Sally. She invests $200 a month for just 10 years and then stops. Total invested, $24,000. Now look at Dan. He starts later, but he invests for twice as long, 20 years, and puts in twice as much money, $48,000. So who has more at the end? Sally, by over $60,000. That's not a trick, that's the unbelievable power of compound interest. Her money just had more time to grow.
And the takeaway could not be clearer. More important than picking the perfect investment, more important than anything else, is to just get started. Time is your single greatest weapon in this fight, and every day you wait is a day you can never get back. But there's a hidden villain that can destroy all that growth, even if you start early. And that villain is fees. Get this. The founder of Vanguard, John Bogle, calculated that a seemingly tiny 2% annual fee can eat up over 63% of your potential earnings over 50 years. I mean, just let that sink in. You take all the risk, and some fund manager can take more than half of your profits. It's insane.
So what's the answer to these crazy wealth-killing fees? As you can see here, the answer is to embrace boring. The I will teach you to be rich method says forget all the complex, expensive stuff. Don't try to be a stock-picking hero. Instead, you just focus on what's simple and cheap. Automatically investing every month in low-cost index funds. It's not sexy, but man, it works. And really, that's the whole point. If your investing strategy is giving you an adrenaline rush, you are probably doing it wrong. Successful investing is not a trip to Vegas. It's a long-term, systematic process. You set up your simple, automated system, and then you go live your life. The fun isn't supposed to be in the investing, it's in the rich life that your boring investments will one day pay for.
So to wrap up the whole philosophy, if you remember nothing else, remember this. First, stop wasting energy on the small stuff and focus on the handful of big wins that actually move the needle. Second, build that automatic system so your money goes where it's supposed to without you even thinking about it. And third, start investing now, simply, cheaply, and consistently.
And that brings us all the way back to the beginning, to the single most important question you can ask yourself. Now that you have this framework, what does your rich life actually look like? Answering that is your first step. And if this explainer got you fired up, the book itself gives you the word-for-word scripts and the specific accounts you need to make it all a reality. For more deep dives into ideas that can really change the way you live, make sure you hit that subscribe button for MindSwitch Books. And if you're ready to stop thinking about it and start doing it, the link to grab your own copy of I Will Teach You to Be Rich is right down there in the description. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.